Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to Daydreamer's Barn. It's me, Jess, and today I am going to be discussing with you guys about the things that just make sense in my UK home. They may not be in everybody's home, but they are definitely in mine and they make sense. So let's go ahead and start. So we're going to start with the electrical system. So one of my most favorite, and it's one of these things behind me. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see. It's the outlets with the switch to where you can turn off power to that outlet. Absolutely love it. It just makes complete sense. And so what I think is, if you have an electrical outlet like my one on my stove that I turn on my stove before I start cooking. Sometimes I forget. And sometimes, you're like, why is my oven not warm yet? Oh, it's because I haven't turned it on. So it just makes sense. In our UK home, it just makes sense. If you are not using it, why is power going to it? There's really no reason. So the next one's going to be the pull cords in our bathrooms. I will put a picture on the screen here somewhere and show you. I absolutely love how you pull the cord. We even have them in our bedrooms. I think I've talked about this, but I know we have a lot of new people that have subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't already, why don't you think about hitting that subscribe button? But it just really makes sense. Having those pull cords, most of the time they're right by the bedroom or they're inside the bathroom. So you turn your light on or you turn your light off. No big deal. There's no reason to have that outlet. In the bedrooms, we do have an outlet by the door, but having one right by the bed, it just makes sense. So yeah. The next one is going to be the instant hot water. Absolutely love it. I don't have to worry about, do I have enough hot water in my water heater? No, it's just a electric, instant hot water. It just makes complete sense. And if any of you guys have those, I absolutely love it. I don't have to worry about, having to worry about my oil that I'm using. I just turn on my water in my bathroom and, it's instant hot water, which is completely amazing. So it is something that Chris and I are going to implement in our home along with the pull cords in the bedrooms. It's just, they make sense. So when we go back to the US, that is going to be something that we implement and we have in our farmhouse. So yeah, that's what I absolutely love. It just makes complete sense to me. And another one that will 9 chances out of 10 be implemented is the towel warmers in the bathroom. Oh, they're just amazing. In the United States, you see them in like fancy people's homes. Oh, no. They're here. They're here in the UK and it just makes sense. You don't have to be fancy because I dang sure ain't fancy. But it just makes sense in our homes and I absolutely love it. So in our farmhouse, we will have towel warmers in our bathroom. So yeah, that's another one that just makes sense in my UK house or my house here in England. So the next one's going to be my Aga. I absolutely love it. It uses a lot of oil, but it makes sense in the winter. It heats up my kitchen. I don't have to worry, and it also heats up our water. So we're not using, our electric heat to heat up our big water heater. It does that for us, which is really nice, and it just makes sense in my house. And that is one of the main reasons I fell in love with this house and wanted to rent this house is because of the Aga. It's really expensive, but I love it. And I really wish I could bring one back to the US. I don't know if that's going to happen because they're really heavy. Maybe I'll find one in the US and, I can take y'all along whenever we're finding an Aga in the US. How funny would that be? It would be pretty funny. So that's just another one that just makes sense in my home is our amazing Aga in the kitchen to keep it nice and toasty and for our Christmas dinner. And yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely love it. The next one is going to be fireplaces. We have 5 fireplaces in our home, and it just makes sense. In our home, it gets really cold, and if you don't want to turn on your radiators, that is another thing that just makes sense. If you don't want to turn on your radiators, you can, pop a fire in and just warm up that one individual room, which is really nice. Same with our radiators. You can turn them off. If you're not in that room and using it, just turn that off, because electricity is really expensive here, as you all know. So, if you're not going to use your radiator, you can opt for a fire, which would be nice. So yeah, that just makes sense. The other thing that makes sense is I love open concepts homes, but here it really makes sense not to have an open concept, because if you're wanting to heat or AC or, put aircon, the little air cons in your home, and you're only wanting to cool that one room or a couple of rooms, or heat one room or a couple of rooms, you can close the doors to keep that air the way you like it at that temperature, which is really nice. Especially, it just makes sense in our home. I don't know if y'all were the same way. We close the doors and, conserve energy that way, which, that's a win in my book. If you're not having to pay for it and you're conserving it, it's really nice. So yeah, it just makes sense in our home. So the next one is going to be the way the doors lock here. If you have small children, I think it's wonderful. You don't have to worry about it. You can pull up that lock just to lock it in place. I will put it on the screen for all of our American viewers that are not over here, that have never, had experience with a door handle here in the UK. I will put that on the screen now so y'all can see it. As you've seen us demonstrate, that is how it is done. And so it just really makes sense. And now we're in the habit of, it's just like second nature. You close the door, you pull it up, and you know that door is secure, And then another thing with the doors, you have like a key, an actual key that you leave in the door to lock your door. And then if you're leaving, you want to pull the key out and lock it from the inside. If you have that key in, which is really nice, you can't unlock it with that key in the door, which is also, really handy in my opinion. So it just makes sense in our home. I don't know if that is in everybody's home. If it's not, let me know, because I know with the skeleton keys, that's not the case. But with the newer doors, with the key, you have to have that key in the door to lock it or to unlock it. So, yeah. And then the next one, it's going to be my last one, is our huge garden. I know some people may not have huge gardens because you live in, a village, attached to people. So you have smaller gardens, but it is another one of the big selling points for our house was the huge garden. We have 3 dogs, 2 kids, and Chris and I love being outside and, mowing and all of that. So it just made sense for us to have I think it's almost a quarter acre, maybe an acre. I don't know. So it's a decent size and we absolutely love it. And so that was one of the, other selling points for this house, and that just makes sense for our home here in the UK. So I really hope that you enjoyed this little video of me sharing what makes sense in my home here in England/the UK. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. And as always, you guys are the most amazing. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for liking and supporting our channel, and for all of the people that have been with us for a long time that have subscribed, and the people that are new that just subscribed. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so very much. As always, be good, make good choices, and be kind to someone for me today. Bye, y'all. Mwah.